Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, depends what time you're doing your RE lesson today. And today is Wednesday, the 23rd of June, and our question for today is our big question. It's our assessment day for RE. What can we learn from religions about deciding what is right and wrong? So your first job, write down the long date, Wednesday, the 23rd of June. Miss a line and then write down the question. What can we learn from religions about deciding what is right and wrong? Pause the video and do that just now. Okay, your feedback for year 4U. What was the difference between the law and moral? So we spent quite a long time talking about what this is. I want you to stop the video just now and have a discussion with the person you're working with. What's a law and what's a moral? So an example might be the law says that you have to pay your bills or you have to pay your taxes when you're an adult. And a moral might be that you have to be nice to your neighbour. Or it might be a moral for you. It might be a moral for you to be kind to others. So what's the difference between a law and a moral? Pause the video here and have that discussion. Moving on to our retrieval practice, we've got 3 questions here. One of them we have done before, but we struggled a little bit, so I've included this again. Our questions are, what temptations did Jesus face in the desert? Name 3 of the 10 commandments and what happens during Diwali. So you've got to write in full sentences. First job is to write down the heading retrieval practice and then underline it. And then I want you to tackle the 3 questions. Now normally you could look back in your books, look at your knowledge organisers, work with a partner. We don't have that luxury today because we're not working with our books, but you do have a device in front of you. So if you want to use a search engine, if you want to go back and do a little bit of research, you can do that. Pause the video just now and start your retrieval practice. Moving on to our key vocabulary. So words that we've been looking at all through our RE topic this half term. We've got rule, guidance, fairness, equality, tolerance, respect, commandments, temptation, morals, religions, Christianity, Islam and Judaism. Now normally we'd have a little bit of a quiz. Just now you can pause the video, have a chat with the person that you're working with about what these words mean, maybe use them in a sentence, or you can do a little bit of research if you've forgotten some of them. Okay, I said today we're doing our assessment, so our big question, what can we learn from religions about deciding what is right and wrong? If you think back to when we're in the academy, we have our page that we write on, so it has the question at the top, and then we just fill in a reflection, we answer that question. Now it's slightly trickier today, because normally we get to have a big group discussion and we'd talk about ideas and we'd structure it together. We can't do that when we're working from home. So I want you to think about this question and answer it to the best of your ability. Now I've given you some STEM sentences here. So you might want to give a new opinion using I think that, my opinion is, I believe that, and my view. You might want to agree with something. So I agree with something because, I would argue the same thing because, the reason I agree with. You might want to build on something or you might want to challenge something. So a sentence might be, I agree with one of the 10 commandments because. You might say that, I believe that morals are important, even if you're not religious, because. So you've got to think about the question that you are trying to answer. I've given you some hints that you can write about. You might want to talk about the 10 commandments. You might want to talk about what a law is and what a rule is and the difference between those two. You might want to talk about religions like Christianity, like Judaism or Islam and what they believe. You might want to talk about people that aren't religious. Maybe they're atheist or agnostic. What do they believe? And you might want to talk about the idea of temptation. Now, normally you'd have your knowledge organisers. You could look back at all your work. You don't have them. So you did the best that you can do. You can use your device to do a little bit of research. You might want to include a picture or a list or a diagram. Just respond to the question, and when you are finished, You put your work on Class Dojo and I'll have a look at it. We will be coming back to this question when we're in the academy so we can see what everyone's written. So just do the best that you can do.